Welcome to Oak Tree Stories, timeless tales rooted in India. Here you'll find gentle, thoughtful tales drawn from our rich storytelling traditions, from ancient fables and folklore to heartwarming slices of modern Indian life. Each story is carefully chosen and lovingly crafted to be age appropriate and calming, with just a touch of wonder. So come, get cozy, and let the story begin. Hi, I'm Shalini, your storyteller. Before we begin today's story, we want to tell you about something special from Oak Tree Stories. We create personalized stories where children become part of the adventure themselves. Stories filled with favorite places, familiar people, magical moments, and journeys made especially for them. They make wonderfully meaningful gifts for birthdays, graduations, baby showers, christenings, upanayanams, or even simply as a just like that surprise for someone you love. So if you would like a story created especially for your child, visit www.oaktreebooks.in/Oak Tree Stories to find out more. And now for today's story. This is an old folk tale from Karnataka about a talented weaver, a silver chariot, and a place high above the clouds where moonlight itself seemed to come alive. All right then, find a comfortable place, take a deep breath, and let's begin. Long ago, in a small village in Karnataka, there lived a young weaver. Every morning, he sat beside his loom beneath the shade of a neem tree. Thread passed through his fingers from sunrise to sunset. Soft cotton, bright silks, gold-edged borders that shimmered in the light. People came from nearby villages to buy his cloth. Not only because it was beautiful, but because there was something strangely peaceful about it. The weaver worked quietly and carefully, as though every thread mattered. Now each night, after the village had fallen asleep, the weaver would step outside his little home and look up at the sky. And every night, the moon seemed to draw his attention more than anything else. He watched the pale silver light spill across the fields, across the rooftops, across the river beyond the village. Sometimes he wondered what it would feel like to touch that light, to see the moon up close. Years passed, and still, whenever his work was done, he would sit beneath the night sky looking upward. Then one night, something unusual happened. The moonlight seemed brighter than before. Not harsh, not blinding, just nearer. The wind stirred softly through the trees. And before the weaver could move, a silver chariot descended silently from the sky. The horses shimmered like mist. The wheels glowed pale as pearls. And standing within the chariot was a woman, dressed in flowing silver robes. The weaver stared speechlessly. "I know your work," she said gently. "Each night, I watch the cloth you weave beneath the trees." Her voice was as calm as moonlight itself. "You weave with patience," she continued, "and with care." The weaver bowed quickly. "Who are you?" he whispered. The woman smiled. "I am the moon goddess," she replied, "guardian of the moonlit skies." Then she held out her hand. "Come," she said. "There is something I wish to show you." Slowly, almost afraid to breathe, the weaver stepped into the chariot. And together they rose into the night sky. The village disappeared below them. The rivers became silver threads. The clouds drifted silently around them. At last, they arrived in a palace unlike anything the weaver had ever seen. Moonlight flowed like water across shining halls. The trees shimmered with pale flowers, and the air itself seemed woven from light. Night after night, the weaver returned there. And there, beneath the endless silver sky, he began weaving fabrics more beautiful than any he had ever made before. Cloth that shimmered softly like moonlight on water. Silks so fine they seemed to float in the air. The guardian of the moonlit skies watched quietly as he worked. And little by little, affection grew between them. But one evening, she spoke more seriously than ever before. "If you choose this place," she said, "you cannot return to your old life again." The weaver looked down towards the distant earth below. Far away, he could see tiny flickers of village lamps, fields, rivers, the outline of the home where he had grown up. And suddenly, he missed it all terribly. The smell of wet earth after rain, the voices in the marketplace, the sound of looms clacking in nearby homes. The moonlit kingdom was beautiful, but it was not home. At last, the weaver lowered his eyes. "I cannot forget my village," he admitted quietly. The guardian of the moonlit skies said nothing for a long time. Then gently, she nodded. The silver chariot carried him back to earth one final time. And as soon as his feet touched the ground, the moonlight around him faded. The shining horses vanished. The silver chariot disappeared into the sky. The weaver stood alone beneath the neem tree once more. For many days afterward, he sat quietly at his loom. But something had changed. Though the magical kingdom was gone, he still remembered its light. And slowly, thread by thread, he began weaving again. This time, the cloth that emerged from his loom carried something new within it. Not magic and not moonlight, but memory. And though no one in the village could explain why, people who wore his cloth often said it felt strangely comforting, like standing beneath the moon on a peaceful night. And that was today's story, about a weaver who traveled to a place more beautiful than anything he had ever imagined, and yet still found himself longing for home. There are many beautiful things in the world. New places, wonderful adventures, extraordinary dreams. But sometimes the sound of familiar voices, the smell of rain on the earth, or the feeling of returning home after a long journey can be its own kind of magic too. If you enjoyed today's story, we would love to see what it inspires you to create. You can send us your drawings, paintings, crafts, costumes, Lego creations, or any artwork based on one of our stories through the art submission form on our website at www.oaktreebooks.in oak tree stories. We will give you a special shout out in a future episode and share your artwork on our social media pages. And if you would like to support Oak Tree Stories, grown-ups can make a small donation through our website. Every contribution helps us continue creating gentle stories for children and families. And don't forget, you can ask a grown-up to follow Oak Tree Stories on our social media pages so that you never miss a new story. This episode of Oak Tree Stories was brought to you by Shalini, Shannon, and Sushma. Until next time, keep listening, keep imagining, and keep looking for a little magic in ordinary things.